Okay. So, guys, welcome everybody. Today we're going to be doing some fun stuff with sodium metal. For you guys that don't know it, sodium over there is Na. It's a alkali metal. I hope I did that right. And it has some really interesting properties. So, first thing I thought was pretty cool. Unfortunately, I can't do it in front, but we recorded it. Was that you can react magnesium metal and sodium hydroxide, and you'll get a really exothermic reaction, and it will produce sodium metal and some byproducts. So this is the video what happened. Unfortunately, there's toxic gases, so can't really do it here. But we did in the fume hood in Mr. Stack's room. So. Whoa.
Yeah, it was a pretty small pile of metal we had there.
Yeah,
so.
it's only 3 grams of each, and we did this before in a ceramic container, and it shattered the ceramic. So it is a ton of heat. It's really cool. It's like brighter than the sun, and you get sodium metal out of it, which is pretty cool. Okay, so and the way we know there is sodium metal present in it is this stuff is still really hot, so it has a lot of energy. So as soon as the sodium metal is exposed to air in the atmosphere, it immediately started reacting and essentially caught fire. So something we can do to tell if there's sodium metal present is have a pH indicator. When this is the surprise, but when sodium metal is put in water, you'll get a pH change. So when we drop this in a solution with indicator, I could grab it. Can I use that one?
Goggles on too.
Okay, so we can see that this solution is kind of a bluish. Drop in some of the slag that we made. Crush it up, you can see there's little bubbles forming, and it should go to purple if there's enough of it that reacts. So we know it's sodium metal. So this is kind of, it's coolish, but everything in here is essentially a powder, so it's really hard to see a good reaction. Now we want to see more exothermic stuff, right? So, Mr. Stack luckily has actual bits of sodium metal that we can do the same thing with, and I can show you some interesting properties. Okay, so I guess match ready, that ready. Okay, so we'll start with a little piece at first, just in the speaker. So same thing, it's set up with the universal indicator. Little piece. Okay. So if we drop the piece in, once it gets going, it's going to start producing hydrogen bubbles. I just let it go, so it's actually cool. It'll get there.
Try to catch all the bigger one, because you'll be putting a bigger chunk.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
So it's actually starting to go now. And I'll do this again, and I'll come around so you guys can see it up close. But we already know that it's producing some sort of basic solution because our universal indicator is going that color. But what we can also tell is that it's giving off hydrogen gas. And how we can do that is, see if you can get that a little lower, because it seems like some of the plastics.
It's still catching the majority of it.
How we can tell that is if we catch the gas in a tube and light a match, get that.